Hey everybody, Jabman025 here. Today I'm taking a look at my 126th Master Grade, the Freedom Gundam version 2.0. This is the first Master Grade to get the 2.0 designation that is not a UC kit. You could kind of argue the Strike was a 2.0, but whatever. They call this the Freedom Gundam 2.0. Let's have a look. First thing you'll notice when you pop open the box is the polycaps, or more specifically, the lack thereof. There's not a polycap in this kit. They go all F91 on us. Building the kit, it feels a little odd in places and very different. Anyone who has built the Gundam the Origin Master Grade from last year's Master Grade Kit of the Year award winner, I might add, will find some of these parts familiar. You can see the chest moves out. This allows for extra movement out of the shoulder and the arms. And the torso is on a twisting ball joint and a back and forth ball joint that is right out of the Origins playbook there. And you can see it's a very strong plastic. I can push real hard on it, doesn't snap. It's got a little bit of a bend to it, but that's good, rather have it bend than snap. Start putting the armor on, very detailed armor. You can see those little white cannons on the chest. I thought you'd have to paint that. Nope, you're good. The vents on the chest look great. You do have some lining to do on this kit, and I'll go ahead and say this now. This is a very line-heavy kit, so bust out that retouch marker. You're going to need it in a lot of different places. The head on this kit is much bigger than the old Freedom Gundam head, especially the V-fin. The V-fin is freaking gigantic. The face looks very detailed, very well done. There's no LED on this kit, but honestly you don't need it. I like the gold eyes, very bright gold eyes, but the blue cameras, they give you stickers for that. Most interesting thing on this kit I found is the variable position hips. And these are new. I've never seen a variable position hip like this before. You can see it move side to side, up and down. It's on a strange hook and ladder ball joint thing, pistons. It's weird, but it works really well. Add on the skirt armor. It actually has the mobile suit's number etched into the skirt armor itself. That's not a decal. You do have to line it, though. But you can see lots of little tick marks, lots of lining here and there. Like I said, very line-heavy Master Grade. A little something different with the feet. The feet have virtually no range of motion until you grab the toes and push it forward. There's a little latch that holds it into place. I assume it was to help with balance, to try and keep this thing stable. And that was met with limited success. I'll talk about that in a bit. The ankle armor is connected to a ball joint, so as the ankle moves, so does the armor. So you don't have to keep repositioning it. And straight up ball joint, you can move anywhere you want. Very impressive considering they have a polycap in this thing. Leg armor is a little generic. Like I said, how the torso armor was really neat and different and detailed. Leg armor's been there, done that. It is a little neat that part of the inner frame is white. That's a little different for a Master Grade, but a little paint by numbers on the leg at least. But still no polycaps. And you get all the leg armored up and line the heck out of it. Add on the rail guns on the side, which I'll talk about in a bit. They unfold. You can see there, it will unfold into the railgun, very similar to the Freedom 1.0, no real change there. They do have a different kind of hinge on the side, so they will completely get out of the way. They have a big swooping hinge there. You do have these little panels on the back that will pull out as act as thrusters or guidance. A little bit of lining to do on the skirt armor inside as well. And arms, they also have a hinge on the arms. They will expand out and give you a little bit more range of motion. Those big old giant shoulder armor. Again, you see the Zaft and the name of the kit embroidered into the actual plastic. See the thrusters on the back. And at this point, he's very stable. He'll stand up and stay there all day. Now, you do have some painting to do when you get to the cannons. This is optional painting. I'll explain in a bit. There's a separate cannon that pulls out from the main cannon that we didn't see in the Freedom 1.0 or in the anime, really. Just a little something different. And on the inside of the cannon, you see these vents. That all has to be painted gray. It comes white, no stickers. I went ahead and painted it just so you could see. Front and back. And that's on both cannons. You then cover them up with these panels on the top and the bottom. Now, you can leave those panels closed all the time, and no one will ever see it. If you just want to use the cannon the old school Freedom 1.0 look. But if you want to extend that cannon and open it up, you do got some painting to do. But like I said, kind of optional painting if you're ever going to use this pose. I honestly don't like it, so I probably never use it, but I just paint it to let you guys see. Now you put them on, put the cannons and the wings, and you attach everything on there, and my good God almighty, is there a ton of lining to do on those wings. And can he stand? And the answer is heck no. Now, the backpack's just way too heavy. The Freedom 1.0 had this problem too. I'm not going to say I'm surprised. But like the Freedom 1.0, they give you a stand. In this case, the action stand. As you see here. The action stand hooks into the backpack, or hooks underneath the backpack, and it just kind of rests there. There's nothing that latches in. But it does an excellent job of holding everything in there, so he's not going to fall. He's a little wobbly, but he never does fall. And there you can see what I was talking about earlier. Once you unhinge the feet, they will point and move at a very, big direction. But once they're hinged in, they're nice and solid. Now turn. Full disclosure, I did make a bit of a boo-boo. I missed a piece on the shoulder, which I eventually caught, and I accidentally put in the right cannon in backwards. Didn't notice this till I transformed it, but talk about that later. Here you see him, the 2.0 on the right, the 1.0 on the left. You can see what I was talking about. The head is a little bit bigger, the V-fin is a lot bigger, the shoulders are a little bit bigger, and overall the kid is about a head taller. The backpack is about the same, but everything else is a little bit bigger and everything, and like I said, the kid is just overall taller in general. I talked about in the Freedom 1.0, I thought the Freedom 1.0 was very true to the line art. Well, the 2.0 is very true to the anime. It's a little more stretched out, a little more posable, a little more gymnastic-like, can do all sorts of crazy stuff. And here you see Freedom 2.0 doing his best Wing Zero. Wings all spread out. Arms hanging out. No real issues posing this guy at all. This is a poser kit. You can do just about anything you want with this thing in the air. On the ground, not so much, but they give you a stand. A little something different on the wings, though. They do have this latch that opens up, and you can see some vents inside. I guess this is where those little sparkly particles that are not GN particles, but I don't know what they are, come from. Who knows? The point is, it looks cool. But again, you can use it or you can skip it. It's up to you. Now, decals. This has dry transfer and sticker. 99% of all the dry transfer go on the wings itself. Each wing has two dry transfer decals, one on the front, one on the back. It also has some sticker decals up there on the cannons and on everything front and back. Lots of sticker decals on the Gundam itself, lots of panel lining or pinstripes, I suppose, and that looks really good. 101 in a couple different places. Lots of really good decals, and they give you lots of bonus, which I'm always in favor of. So you get a lot of options when it comes to the decals, and they look really good. I was afraid they might overdo it as they have with some seed kits, but they didn't. The gun gets a little bit of a redesign, and I actually really like it. It looks a little bit more like Strike's, the Strike Gundam's gun, but still different enough to be the Freedom's. Almost looks like a really big pistol. You have the handle here that can twist, it can move up, it can move from side to side, you can put it anywhere you want. Scope they give you a sticker, but I just put a little clear blue in there to make it look right. The shield, a little bit different. It has lots of panel lining and a slight curve to it. It's hard to tell. You see a little bit of a curve, whereas the 1.0 was flat as a brick. The beam saber, it's a dual. You can separate into two, and those two can be hooked into the side skirt, just like the old school one. Interestingly enough, they give you one trigger finger hand, so the gun can only be held in the right hand. Granted, I can't think of a time where the Freedom used a left-handed gun. Maybe there's some instance out there where it did it, but 90% of the time it was you holding it in the right, and in this kit you can only hold it in the right. but they give you fist hand, open style hand, and gripper hands for both hands, but trigger finger only for the right hand. And you can see with those variable hips I was talking about earlier, spread those legs out as wide as you want. They'll hold them up there, front, forward, back, up, down, any conceivable angle you can think of. So I was expecting a high detail kit, and this is very well detailed. I wouldn't expect a poser kit. This is a really, really, really good posing kit. You can see a little bit of a shake. He's never going to drop, but one little tap and he does start wobbling a little, but he doesn't drop anything. The shield's a good connection, hand's a good connection, beam saber's good connection. Everything's good. To hold said beam sabers, when you have it in a duel, you have to pick one, the top or the bottom of the beam saber. You can't really hold it in the middle, which is minor gripe, I know, but what you going to do? But has no trouble holding anything, will not drop anything. The arms and shoulders are plenty strong enough to hold up everything, without, even with a lack of polycaps. In fact, changing out the hands is a little bit easier without the polycaps, quite frankly. Transformation to the cannon mode. Flip the cannons over. This is where I figured out I had one of them backwards. Flip the cannons over, scopes on the top. Unfold the railgun, move the handles out, and underhand clip with the gripper hands, as you see there. And you can have them kind of firing all four. This pose is a little ungangly, quite frankly, and a little awkward to work with. It's a neat idea, but whatever. You can extend the barrels, like I said, and open up those vents on the top and the bottom. Kind of gives it, I think, a double X look to it, and I quite frankly don't like it. I'm never going to use it, but whatever. There's no rule that says you have to. If you like it, more power to you. Final thoughts on this kit. I'm giving this kit a big, big thumbs up. This is a kit killer. There is no reason to ever buy the Freedom 1.0 ever again. So if you want a Freedom, this is your go-to kit. Balance isn't good, but you didn't expect it to be with that giant backpack. But once it's up in the air, any pose you want. Has one of the best posing kit frames I've seen since last year's Gundam The Origin kit. Accessories are all well done. The detail on this kit is really high. Like I said, a lot of panel lining, so bust out that real touch. Good looking kit. It has a really nice look to it. It's a little bit bigger and a little easier to pose with than the last kit. But overall, very, very good kit. Strong contender for Kit of the Year, especially since we're not going to have as many master grades as we had in past years. But overall, really good kit. I highly recommend it. This has got a good chance of winning, folks. We'll see what the rest of the year brings us. But big, big thumbs up from me. Go out there. If you think this kit is something you'd like, you're probably right. Pick it up. As for what else we might see from this kit, people are asking, do you think they could use this kit as a basis for a future Justice Master Grade? I don't think so. It's possible. I'm not going to rule it out, but I really don't think that that's going to happen. That being said, I would not be shocked in the least if we see a Strike Freedom version 2.0 sometime down the road. Maybe December kit? We'll see. Well, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it informative. If you have any questions, please ask them. I will answer them as best as I can. Please stay tuned for more. I always got more reviews coming, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, and one more thing. When I finished building this kit, I thought, what could we do with this frame technology? What kit out there could really benefit from this? Well, I think I want to see the East burn red one more time. Don't you?